Taoiseach, clear ask. I want further investment into our two hospitals in County Louth, Louth County Hospital in Dundalk and Our Lady Lourdes Hospital in Drogheda. Drogheda is completely overwhelmed. It is never designed to cope with the massive population growth that it has seen across County Louth and County Meath. Elective surgeries are sadly sometimes delayed, waiting lists are growing, patients are left waiting, and we must see that procedures that should be routine are delayed. We need increased numbers of staff to ensure that care can be completed and delivered over 7 days. The staff in both hospitals work incredibly well under the serious pressure that they have, delivering on high quality health care. But because in Drogheda there is an inadequate bed base, we're at a huge loss. Our Louth County Hospital sits there underutilised, despite having infrastructure, a footprint, location, and it could support potentially a regional elective care. I do welcome the recent projects like the ENT procedures and the Euroflow clinic and the new procedure room that we plan for next year. But these are steps in the right direction, and we have to and we can go further. Everything that Louth County Hospital has been asked to do recent years has succeeded. They want to look at every avenue alongside the HSE and the RCSE to see how can we create further capacity in both hospitals to deliver more specialities and more care for people. Potentially to look at Dundalk to becoming a surgical hub in the North East, because as we know there are hubs being rolled out across Cork and Galway, Dublin, Waterford, but nothing in the North East. A surgical hub in Dundalk could take pressure off Drogheda. It allows focus on acute and emergency care, provide faster and fairer access to elective procedures for patients. The problem is Drogheda has not got the capacity to deal with the patients it has. We're a growing region. Louth has had 8% increase in population since 2016. Dundalk South is the most populous LEA in the county at over nearly 40,000 people, yet the hospital infrastructure has practically still. I suppose my ask is to a positive and a huge investment in our hospitals in County Louth.
There has been substantial investment in both Our Lady Lourdes and Louth County Hospital over the last 5 years. Hospitals are planning for growth, particularly, as you said, the demographics, but not just the growing younger population. There's a growing over 75 population as well. Always critical, though, is in terms of surgery, is that you have the critical skills and that you have a critical mass in terms of both volume of patients and in terms of the multidisciplinary teams that are required to deliver optimal surgical services in given. I'm familiar with both hospitals, and I know, the surgical units are a relatively new concept. Take your point, the North East doesn't seem to be in the plan. That's something that can be looked at. The
ask is make sure that the North East region is looked at in terms of the population growth. And thanks to this government and the previous government, there's thousands and thousands of homes being built particularly in South Louth and North Drogheda, and those houses will be filled with people who will need healthcare, who, as you said, ageing demographics, and indeed young families who are moving into the area. Forward planning is critical. Yes, surgical hubs are in an early phase. This could be an answer to a lot of problems in the North East, and I think it's a valuable suggestion that I'm glad to talk to you again about.
We can build on existing services. You have a better immediate,
Thank you,
tenure sort of outline in terms of how you can improve things.